I'd like to just reference and support what Deputy Berry has said about the Mitchell Scholars also. Minister, the unprecedented number of €10.5 billion budget announcement today reflects a heady mix of previous decision-making bearing fruit, good fortune, but also the pain and discipline of the austerity years. The measures announced offer a reprieve from the merciless grip of inflation, rising prices and the diminishing purchasing power facing families, and for these many reasons and the temporary relief it offers, I feel compelled to support it. People need this relief, but let us not make a mistake about the genesis of these giveaways. They are because principally these concessions have been bought with the people's own money. So I wouldn't want to bet on the fulsome gratitude of the electorate in the near future. It is their own hard-earned cash after all. Indeed, if we fall into the trap of thinking that these windfall gains will last indefinitely, as I in fact believe you have, we may again have the serious vibes of 1977, 2001 or 2007 all over again. An election bought with our money. So to ministers and to government, I would say, I hope you know what you are doing. Let's be clear, the government's hand has been forced by the crushing burden of the cost of living crisis. Previous budgets have added to this inflation, wages not rising enough to keep pace with the relentless march of price rises, and yet increased wage costs are seriously constraining the viability of our small to medium business sector and our agri-sector. Housing costs are soaring, energy prices are still punishing the commercial sector, and families are cutting back on necessities like never before. Businesses, I say, particularly those in farming and hospitality, are hurting, and some are going to the wall. So yes, this budget throws out lifelines, but I am disappointed that our key SME sector appears to have received little to offset its cost crisis. I would also like to have seen something in this budget that offers reform to our dysfunctional public procurement system. But unprecedented though this budget giveaway undoubtedly is, it falls short of the real ambition for Ireland's future in three critical ways, in my opinion. Firstly, it does nothing to address the competitiveness and productivity problems in our economy. The runaway multinational sector is hiding the growing problems in our indigenous business sector. FDI tax has become the new budgetary scaffold, allowing us to defy economic gravity. Where is the visionary policy and investment to unleash our indigenous enterprise sector? Where is the grand policy plan we need to empower our private sector to create new business, to invest, to collaborate, to innovate with universities, to compete, and most importantly, to scale? I don't see such initiatives in the budget measures announced. Secondly, Minister, the scattergun approach to spending will almost certainly fail to deliver value for money. We have become more than aware in recent weeks what a train wreck the value proposition has become in public procurement. It's not enough to throw money at problems. We must throw intelligence, strategy, planning and management expertise at them too. But when we look at the bike shed and the security hut and the National Children's Hospital, the public at large has good reason not to have confidence in the state to deliver value on any measure. This budget should offer better disclosures on where the funding goes, better oversight, better scrutiny, better management, better outcomes. We still await transparency to all of that. Finally, this budget appears to me to be the last in a series that patches the cracks without ever addressing the foundations of our economic and social system. There is no vision developed here, no cohesive long-term plan offering the long-term growth or equitable development we need to secure our economic future. The South East, my region, like the Borders and North West, has now experienced economic contraction, a drop in our regional GDP and a sharp rise in unemployment. All of this on top of the cost of living crisis. So as this administration draws its last breath, let me ask this of government. Where is the 24/7 cardiac care that the people of the South East have been demanding for years? It was promised in 2016. Where is the sustained investment in higher education for the region? Less than 6% of the capital investment identified in the South East Technological University's strategic plan has been promised by this government, let alone delivered. We need to end the regional brain drain that sees two-thirds of young people go to college, they migrate out of the South East region. Without investing in higher education, the region will still lag behind in FDI investment. It will still miss its ration of this boom and perhaps the next boom too. And Waterford Airport, Minister, a vital gateway and economic driver for the region. It's supporting tourism and enterprise development. What of it? Everyone in Waterford and the South East saw this government spend €484 million of public money on other airports. Yet you bicker over approving €12 million in matching funding for Waterford. When regions are starved of investment, when their potential is ignored, they begin to pull away. They begin to question their value to a state that seems indifferent to their needs. This is not just a basis for an economic issue, it questions democratic values also. The people of this country want fairness and a certain toughness on their behalf. They want and they expect leadership that is more than just bouncing from one crisis to another. They want to hear a vision for a better future. They want that vision to include them. Sadly, this budget, like previous others, offers little to national long-term strategic development. It appears more of an effort to buy off the electorate while responding to events. So probably, like some of my other independent colleagues, I will support this budget, but with these reservations. We should use this election to start a real conversation about the kind of country and the kind of future we want to build. One where no region or its people are left behind. One where, instead of just planning for the next election cycle, we begin an inclusive national conversation to deliver not just for today, but for the generations of tomorrow.